I don't think anyone really knows what happened for certain. Something big, that's for sure. And for now, I am alive.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Arcade Cabinet. And today we're going to be looking at I Am Alive, the conclusion of the house party season that's been going on over the last 4 weeks. Now, it's incredibly bleak, isn't it, Andy? And
yeah, I don't know how that ties into the house party theme. I mean, most of these games in house party have been incredibly bleak. Maybe whoever decided the lineup just throws terrible parties.
yeah, we just had a really bad day and just wanted to
There's a lot of dust
put his mood onto everyone else.
Yeah, so I Am Alive is about a guy, let's call him I Am Alive.
Yeah.
He is alive, which is quite rare in the world of I Am Alive, because there's been something called the Event, which is, I think, a series of cataclysmic earthquakes, which killed most of the population, threw clouds of toxic dust everywhere. And I Am Alive, he was over on the east coast of America when this happened. It took him 4 hours to fly out there, and now it's taken him the best part of a year to walk back to his hometown, where his
Should probably get a bus.
well, you know, you would get a bus, but unfortunately the event exploded all buses.
Wow.
So yeah, that was part of
That's a really violent earthquake.
part of the thing that happened. It was very specific.
Did the earthquake have something against public transport?
It did, and human beings' faces as well. So he's back, made his way back to his hometown. He's trying to find his wife and kids, and that's where you start. So
In most kind of post-apocalyptic games, I'm thinking of things like Rage, Borderlands, Fallout. The entire world seems to have a surplus of guns to hand and resources, and
yeah, odd that.
you're just finding things lying around all over the place, and survival's not really an issue. This seems to be much more in the realm of reality.
Yeah, this is very much not a kind of game with a surplus of ammo. I mean, you're lucky if you've got one bullet on you while you're playing. I mean, the good thing though with the combat mechanic in this is that you can intimidate people with an empty gun. So even having an empty gun still counts as a useful weapon to have. You draw that on people and they'll react as if it were loaded. So a lot of the combat system is about negotiation, is about psychology, is about just sort of playing people off against each other, identifying the kind of your main threats and eliminating them. And then if there's a group of people that have a leader, if you can take the leader out, the rest of them will kind of topple like a house of cards. It's a very psychological approach to combat, which I haven't really seen much in games. It's actually quite interesting. Later on you get reusable weapons, so you get like a bow and arrow actually later on, which you can use, and you can just pull the arrow out of people. But
Okay, so this being a Ubisoft game, these are the guys that brought us Prince of Persia and Assassin's Creed. It's fair to expect a fair bit of climbing in this as well.
yeah, there's a lot of climbing in it actually. It's quite a platform-heavy game, but it has quite a unique mechanic to it in that you have this stamina bar, which you have the white bar at the top and the red bar. The red bar is your health, and the white bar is your stamina. So when you're climbing, you're constantly burning through your stamina meter, and you have a finite amount basically. So
It's not like Ezio, I can't just hang on forever.
you can't indefinitely hang off a pole forever. It'll burn down, and when you reach the bottom, that's it. You will drop and fall to your death. So when you reach the very end, you get this thing called heroic effort, I think it is, or extreme effort, something like that, where you can do a kind of last-ditch attempt to make it to safe ground, but that will permanently burn a section of your stamina meter. So next time you go climbing, you'll have less stamina to start off with. So you have items which restore your stamina, and later on you get pitons, which you can stick into the wall to create a kind of temporary rest spot, which are quite handy. But yeah, there's a case of constantly having to kind of assess the way that you're climbing and sort of decide how far you can go.
And just like bullets as well, food and water, anything that will help replenish his health and stamina is in really short supply as well. So it's really about being resourceful with that and rationing what little you have.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you say, it's food and water are the ones that you need, and they restore different amounts. But yeah, you can get your stamina level back up to where it was before you did these massive jumps. There's a lot of helping people in this game that is completely optional. So you can choose whether you want to help people or not, based on the amount of resources you have. So you'll come across someone who's been injured, maybe you have a medical kit, but you might need that further down the line. So it's a kind of risk-reward thing where, do I help this person out? If I do, I'm going to be worse off down the line. Or you'll find, for example, a door locked with a padlock that you can only shoot off. So do you use one of your bullets to open the door to see what's in there? But there's a bit later on where you find a bunch of people who've been imprisoned by, I think they're a group of cannibals. They're keeping them there and they're like, please, can you help us out? And you're like, well, I kind of need this bullet. Do I let these 8 people out, or do I keep this bullet, which might save my life later on? So there's a lot of, tough decision making. And later on in the game, you come across this this little girl, May, I think she's called, and she becomes your kind of your reason for playing the game. Really, you're trying to protect May. She's just an innocent little girl, and this, I mean, the world of I Am Alive is so bleak, and everyone in it who is trying to attack you is just an awful, horrible person with terrible intentions. So, yeah, there's a lot of trying to protect May and just trying to shield her from the horrors of this world.
So that's I Am Alive, available right now on the Xbox Live Game Marketplace for 1,200 Microsoft points. And don't forget that if you buy all 4 games in the House Party lineup, you'll receive an 800 Microsoft point rebate. If you do want to just try out the game first, you can download a trial too, and you can do that right now by pressing the X button once this video is over.
Well, thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.